elevator.
It is incredibly tiny.
Can barely fit two of us with our bags in here.
Oh no.
We almost just got stuck in the elevator.
Go.
That was our other choice. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you happy, Ben?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Got your electric car?
Yeah.
It's tiny compared to our Tesla.
Let's figure out how to turn this guy on. So that's drive. And that's
There's a start-stop button.
Ah, yes.
Nice. Boot's open. What is boot?
Oh, that's the trunk.
We're on the road. We're still just outside of Brussels. We have our first charging stop in about 167 kilometers, and that should get us into Luxembourg for the day. We will see you in Luxembourg. Does this say max 22.1 kilowatt?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it says.
That's not very much.
That's what I need. I don't know. What do you think?
Probably have to tap your car.
I don't think so. It says cable connected. I don't know, man. We'll have to figure this out.
This is charging attempt number 3 for us. We're almost out of battery. And the first place that we went to, just didn't work at all. The second place that we went to, we finally got it to work. It was saying it was going to take 15 hours. And now we're at a Tesla charging station that's supposedly unlocked so that people with CCS chargers can use it. So we're going to try it. Hopefully it works. Ben read that as long as you have a Tesla app, it should work.
Shot.
So we'll give it a shot. This is kind of making us miss our Tesla a little bit, I think. It's so easy. Alright, so we figured out the charging. We're charged to 75%. We're back on the road. We're heading towards Luxembourg City, and we have about 15 minutes until we get there. Good old Tesla came in clutch again.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. I don't think we've ever paid as much for charging as we did here.
No, I mean, I'll be honest, I think we paid as much as it would to fully charge our Tesla in the US.
From 0 to 100.
From 0 to 100.
Which is rarely done.
Which is, rarely done.
Yep, on our way. Should be there in 15 minutes. So.
Alright. We'll see if we can figure this one out this time. Something like that.
Experience here, Ben.
It's been brutal, except the Tesla charger. That was the only one that was super easy. Other than this, it's been pretty brutal.
No, I missed it.
Welcome to our fourth country of Luxembourg. So we have a few rules on countries that count for us.
Our country count has to be countries that we've been to together.
Correct.
We've each been to a decent amount of countries by ourselves, but our counter kind of starts over since we got married and we want to kind of do it together. So yes, this is our fourth country in total so far. Yes. We're in Luxembourg City, so we'll hit another country later tonight. But we're trying to figure out things to do in Luxembourg City. So far, we've kind of struck out. I think a lot of things are closed on Sundays, and pretty much every restaurant we walk past is closed. The Casemates that we wanted to go to were closed. We're going to try to go check out a church, but it's also Sunday, so churches might be a no-go. So we're we might just end up walking around and then heading on to our next location. But even so, that's fine.
Yes. One of the things that we've been told to do here is visit the old quarters or old city. Now, that's a part of Luxembourg that was originally enclosed by this kind of wall thing that we see behind us. We'll see more of it later. It's possibly the cutest, tiniest bus I feel like I've ever seen.
Adorable.
It's an adorable bus. So that church is actually a Notre Dame Cathedral. It was actually declared a Notre Dame Cathedral like in the 1800s at some point in time, but the church was originally built in the 1700s and the groundbreaking was in the 1600s. Actually underwent an expansion in the 1930s, which really kind of helped make it the size it is today. Also, an interesting fact about it is that a lot of the Luxembourg royal family is buried in the church. That's all I got about that. I'll be honest, we didn't plan too much when we came to Luxembourg. It was kind of just something that fit into our schedule really well. We intend to kind of go to Trier after this, and we were told that Luxembourg really doesn't quite take a full day to do. So that's why we kind of just tried to spend a few hours here. Also, that kind of fits within our 1 hour rule of being in a country. I feel like at some point I should sit down tonight.
1 hour?
Yeah, you have to be in the country for at least an hour. I feel like I'll explain the rules for our country later and what counts and what doesn't. Because there's a few things that don't count. And, you know, because there's a few places that we've technically been, but we don't want to include them because...
Can't just be the airport.
Yeah, it can't just be the airport and stuff like that. All right, so this one is Kayla's tip. Kayla's tip is to use Google Maps when you're in Luxembourg. I tried Apple Maps. It's a little rough. So just stick to Google Maps. All right, so right behind me, all the way over there, those are the casemates. That's where we were trying to go to, but we were unable to because it's actually currently closed right now. I'm not sure if there's some sort of renovations or something like that. I'll be honest.
Like saw this walking down the stairs and it was a little creepy. No, not as creepy now, but like just seeing it was like, nah.
That is huge. If you know what these random statues are, comment down below. I have no idea what they are. They seem like they're just kind of in storage, but they're like being kept in like a cage almost. So I'm not really sure, but comment down below if you know. Casemates. All right, so Luxembourg as a city is actually quite interesting. Right here is actually the Casemates, or Casemates du Bac, which is actually a very interesting part of the Luxembourg architecture. It's actually an example of where like nature and man kind of got together to create very defensive structures. Luxembourg as a city is actually very interesting because of how defensive in nature it was. from basically the 1500s all the way up until like the 1800s, when a lot of the city walls were disassembled. The city was basically an impenetrable fortress, and it actually passed from family to family to family. I actually think the Spanish owned it for a very particular amount of time before it was passed off to another royal family. I know that Holy Roman Empire also owned it at one point in time. Well, it's got an interesting history of ownership. Yeah, so yeah, one of the sad parts, we actually came here based on a video a while back from Kara and Nate. They came here and they went to the casemates, so we kind of had an opportunity where we were going to be passing through Luxembourg. So we decided like, hey, why don't we get another country in and why don't we stop? And so that's why the casemates are kind of something that we wanted to come see. So if we can't go through them, we're going to try to go around the outside and get some nice pictures. So I don't know if I kind of explained what casemates are, but casemates are basically tunnels that go underneath the city. And so those are the casemates du Bac, which run underneath the city. Actually in them, at one point in time, they actually lined them with explosives so that they could detonate them if the enemy were to attack and make it quite hard to come through the city.
Fun facts.
Fun facts, explosive facts with Ben. So the reason that the rebuilding of fortifications is so interesting is because it kind of created a time capsule of defensive techniques over the years. I think this is kind of a view into the casemates. So we're gonna try to take a quick look here. Ta-da! Black bottomless pit.
Nice.
Nice. Hope you enjoy your black bottomless pit.
Still not as creepy as the sculptures.
Yeah, definitely not as creepy as
It's like black bottomless pit over the sculpture.
All right, now for Ben's tip of Luxembourg. If you come to Luxembourg, wear running shoes or hiking shoes.
Lots of uphills.
It is pretty steep around here.
Yeah. Shouldn't have layered so much. I'm hot.
All right, so Ben's other recommendation for Luxembourg, if you're looking for everything to be open, Sunday is not the day for you. If you're looking for a very quiet day with mostly free parking on the street, Sunday is the day for you. Sorry, that's just me being sarcastic.
These Oreos, but they're like chocolate coated Oreos, but they're not called chocolate coated. They're called enrobed Oreos here.
I keep calling them enrobed Oreos, and I love that. I'm sure there's like a French word that's more accurate for it, but I love, and like from now on, I'm always gonna call the chocolate covered Oreos enrobed Oreos.